All right, thanks again for joining me here on 3-Minute Knives, where we go over the ins and outs of a particular knife in 3 minutes or less. Usually, today's another one of those days where I know I'm going to go over my 3 minutes because I got a lot to talk about. This guy. This is the Microtech Socom Bravo, and I got this about a little over probably 2.5 weeks ago now, but I've spent the last 2 weeks carrying this, and nothing but this. I wanted to give it a good real-world test to see how it carries, how it performs, and then come back and do a review on it. So, the Microtech Socom Bravo, 2-week test. So let's go over the specs real quick. Overall length, 9.08 inches, 4-inch blade, 1.1 inches wide, 0.18 inches thick. It's thick, but they did a real nice job on angling this up to where it comes down nice and thin down here. I love this Tonto. They did an excellent job on this Tonto. They also have a drop point. They have a half serrated Tonto and then also a half serrated drop point. Where was it? 4.9 inch handle, 0.5 inches thick, 1.1 inches wide, 4.8 ounces, which is nice. 9-inch knife, 4.8 ounces. Very nice. It actually carries very well. I like bigger knives, so carrying a bigger knife in my pocket is not a big deal for me. For some of you, a 9-inch knife is just not going to do it. But for those of us that like to actually use a knife when we're using a knife, then this is a nice one. So the Microtech Socom Bravo, it was designed by Microtech, manufactured by Reich Knife, and I'm sure all of you have heard that already. It is not solely made in the USA, but I really wish you guys that are stuck on that would just, give a little slack to some of the companies that decide to make things a little bit more affordable for the average person. Microtech did a custom Bravo a while back, and those are expensive. They're real expensive, and if they did this one completely in-house, it would probably be at least double the price, maybe even 3 times the price of what it is. Now, they still do all the assembling in-house. They do the laser engraving, the laser etching in-house, all that there, and they do the sharpening in-house. So Reich does the manufacturing, which I'm glad they did because I love Reich knife. I have a few Reich knives myself, and they're all excellent. So this thing runs, you can only get these from Microtech right now. So you either have to call them or sometimes you can find them on their website if they're not sold out. Right now, I believe they're all sold out. But these run $325, and then you have just over $22 tax that you got to pay, and then they charge $27 shipping. Yeah, I know. So a total of right at $375. So close to $400 knife. And I will say, in that price range, I like it. I like it compared to, it's right up there with Chavez, CRK, Hinderer, right in that price range. Some of those might be a little bit more, but if you're going to spend $375 for a knife, you'll spend $425. It's all kind of right in that range. I dig this one. I've had all those. I've had Hinderers, I've had CRK, I've had Chavez. I kind of like this a little bit better. It's not perfect, but I like it better. So now I've carried this for the last 2 weeks straight. I've used it every single day. In my business, I own my own business. I cut a lot of thick cardboard paper, so bags. A lot of cardboard. I use this to cut quite a bit of paracord. I cut some zip ties, open some envelopes. So just your everyday real world stuff. I sharpened some pencils with it, quite a few, probably about a dozen pencils altogether. And I've flicked it and closed it literally no less than 1,000 times because I just wanted to see how it held up. So anytime I had a free moment just sitting around, I sat here doing this. Now, I know it's not what a knife is designed for, but a lot of people these days, They like to have a knife with great action, that's easy to open, easy to close. So I kind of wanted to see, after a couple weeks, how well it's holding up. And I got to tell you, it's pretty much exactly the same as when I took it out of the box. With all that cutting, I cut a good bit of cardboard, opened a bunch of those thin cardboard bags. It's still freaking sharp. It's still sharp. I haven't sharpened this at all. Haven't sharpened it at all. And it's still nice. I dig it. So my complaints about it, there's a couple. The pocket clip, it's very stiff. So I wear jeans a lot, especially now in the wintertime, and it is kind of tough going into the pocket. You really got to push down on it, and I can see after having this for a while, you're going to wear through some jean pockets. It pulls out okay, but going in, I guess we've all heard that before, it's just a little tough. So yeah, I think they could have loosened that up a little bit, and that would have been much better. The jimping right here, I don't know if you can see that, is that coming in? This jimping right here is pretty aggressive. So when you're cutting, you know, either pushing through, you know, or pulling back, your finger is sitting right there. And that started to wear on my finger after a while. Now I may have done a little bit more cutting with this than I normally would. So, you know, just for normal stuff, it's not going to be that bad. What else can I say negative about this? The fuller here. A lot of people have complained, oh, it's going to get caught up on stuff when you're, you know, pushing through. Well, it doesn't. They angled this in such a way that, especially with cardboard, the cardboard kind of passes right up and over it. I didn't have any problem with anything getting caught up. Now, if you are skinning a deer carcass, you know, maybe on the hide, it might get caught, but I don't think too many of us that own these are going to be skinning a deer carcass. What else? Carbon fiber is really nice. I love that. Hardware is great all the way around. Love the backspacer. So yeah, not really much else negative about this that I can say. I wish they would have done a little bit more machining on the edges here, you know, to round them off a little bit. But that's not a huge deal. It's kind of Reich. I notice a lot of their knives are a little like that too. They don't round off. Now the other thing, a lot of people have compared this to the Socom Elite, and first thing they didn't like, oh, because it's not all made in the USA, blah blah blah. But this is not the Socom Elite. This is the Socom Bravo. Two different knives. I've had a few of the Elites as well. I like them. I didn't love them. I moved them all along. This one I may keep. I dig it. It's performed well over the past couple of weeks. I've had no issues with it. It's still as solid as the day I got it. It's perfectly centered. I have not taken this apart or anything. I've just opened and closed it a bazillion times. And it's still solid. And it makes a great sound when opening. Really nice. Yeah. So anyway, I know this has gone a little bit long, but I just kind of wanted to go over what I thought about it. And my overall impression is I like it. I like it. If you can pick one up, if you're able to, it's not for everybody because of the price, but if you're able to, I would say grab it. If you can get one, grab it. The Microtech Socom Bravo. I dig it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it if you did that. Microtech Socom Bravo. If you have any questions about it, just put them in the comments. I try to answer every comment that I get. My next thing, I will be taking this apart and just kind of going through it, but I don't expect any surprises by doing that. And I don't really have to. I mean, Not that I do a lot of dirty work for it to get, you know, dirty enough for me to take it apart, but it's so smooth. I don't know, have I flicked it enough in this video? I'm trying to give everybody it's a nice overview of opening and closing. One thing I do like about this is you can flick it open with your thumb flick it very easily, but you can also just kind of roll it out nice and easy too. A lot of knives you can't do that with. Microtech Socom Bravo. I see them up on the secondary market every now and then, but you know, even from Microtech, you're going to pay close to $400. So I wouldn't pay more than that on the secondary. But if you can get one, grab it. Microtech Socom Bravo. I dig it. I think you will too. Thanks.